relish! The relish!
What's the matter with it? How old is that stuff? Has it gone off?
No, there's nothing wrong with the relish. It's perfect. This is what's gonna save ELQ.
Sorry, Dad. Not right now.
You finally decided to show up.
It's not like you gave me a choice. What do you want?
You're awfully snippy, considering I know whose baby you're carrying. And contrary to popular opinion, it isn't a baby falconeri to be.
What's going on?
You tell me. Come take a look at this.
Is that McBain taking Rafe Kovich out of his cell?
Yeah.
TJ, this isn't really a good time.
Hey, Molly, please, we gotta talk about Rafe.
All right, I want you to go through all the surveillance footage that we have of the cell since we brought that Rafe Kovich in. And tell me if there's been any other unexpected visitors.
Sure thing.
John talked to you about the Allison Barrington murder?
No, he gave me an update. Said he talked to the kid and he was going to follow up on a lead.
Did he say he was planning on taking the kid out of the cell?
No, he never said a word about doing that. Where's John taking this kid?
That's what I'd like to know.
Oh my God. I get it. I screwed up, okay? But Dante and Lulu, they really want a baby, and they're gonna get one as long as you keep your mouth shut.
Well, the agreement was I'd keep quiet about you being pregnant with the wrong baby, only if you help me destroy Sabrina Santiago.
Britt.
Detective McBain? What happened?
What do you mean, what happened? Somebody stabbed this man.
Who?
Who indeed?
Please. Oh, we can't even talk inside.
Mom and I just brought Christina home after her arraignment. She spent 2 nights jail. She hasn't slept, and I don't want to wake her.
Okay, fine. We'll stay outside, but we have to talk.
Why? You already made your feelings perfectly clear at the police station when you said that Rafe was conning me, and then you told Commissioner of the cells to see him without permission.
I was trying to protect
His mother.
So Carlson was on guard duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he and John, they released the kid, and then they just escort him out of the cell block. Now, why would they do that? It's unorthodox in any circumstances. They haven't paperwork, and frankly, the kid is still in our custody.
Look, try to get hold of McBain.
He's not picking up. McBain, Carlson, and the boy, they're all MIA.
What's going on? Detective. Oh, he's alive! We have to help him! Detective McBain, I've got to try to stop the bleeding. Can you call 911 or have you already called an ambulance?
Patrick, I didn't expect to see you down here tonight.
Filling in for Dennison. What's going on?
Patrick, it's actually kind of a long story.
Maxie is my patient. We were just discussing her case.
Not that long of a story, I guess.
So why are you talking about Sabrina?
I was looking for a nurse to run some labs. Sabrina's supposed to be working tonight, although, as usual, she's nowhere to be found. No doubt she's off on nurse's ball business.
Right, because we know how you feel about Sabrina. Actually, we know how you feel about Emma as well.
Emma? What did Dr. Westbourne do to Emma?
Britt told Emma that professional, and I will. I'm not going to talk about her personal life in front of patients, even though this is one of Emma's extended family members.
Thank you, Dr. Drake.
Another doctor, for any reason, I'll be happy to give you a referral.
Thanks. I can't believe that. I've never seen Patrick act like that before.
You must be having a rough day.
Please. You know, you've been making Sabrina out to be the bad guy in this situation, but I'm starting to think there's another side to this story.
Okay, I don't get it. EOQ's assets are frozen or being investigated by the SEC for laundering mob money. How Is Pickle Lila going to save us?
Well, as I went through the past records of the company, I came across references to Pickle Lila. It was a very successful company that was started by Mrs. Quartermain.
You know, my grandmother was an amazing woman. She started this entire business out of the kitchen at Kelly's. But I'm not sure I understand why you're bringing it up now. ELQ eventually acquired it. It was phased out. They haven't produced Pickle Lila in years.
Well, perhaps it's time for a relish renaissance.
Take a lesson from the past, right?
But you guys are talking about using a condiment to save ELQ. Are you both crazy?
Darling, look, I know you've had a rough time lately, but you are losing it. Relish is gonna save ELQ? You've barely got enough here for a hot dog.
I'm going to start producing Pickle Lila again. America's best loved relish is making a comeback.
And that's supposed to save ELQ.
Why not? Did before.
Well, as AJ said, maybe the key to preserving ELQ's future lies in its past.
I'm still not following you.
ELQ was having a lot of problems in the 80s. Okay, I mean, I was just a kid, so I didn't really understand what was going on. But there were a lot of machinations going on within the company, and ultimately, ELQ went bust.
Machinations involving the Quartermains, that's a surprise.
We are consistent. I still don't remember exactly what happened, though.
It was Monica's fault, of course. She bankrupted ELQ, threw the family out, and everyone had to live above Kelly's.
Oh, the horror.
My mother started making this relish in the kitchen at Kelly's. She named it Pickle Lila.
Yes, so to make ends meet, Mrs. Quartermain decided to sell the stuff.
You know, actually, people loved it.
Yes, she increased production, and the family decided to market it, and it really caught on. Well, before long, supply couldn't keep up with demand.
Wow. Sounds like Pickle Lila was a monster hit.
Thanks to the money Mother made with Pickle Lila, ELQ was back in the black.
Tracy, that was the 80s. Everything's changed since then, especially the economy.
A quality product is always in demand. Pickle Lila saved ELQ once. It's going to do it again.
You do realize that you'd have to start from scratch. You sure you want to do this?
It's a way to repair the damage I've done to Daddy's company. I have to do it. And no, I want to do it. He wants me to do it.
He? He who?
Daddy.
With my little girl, every food is finger food. So I can't afford to have...
I would not recommend it. The time that I spent in the Turkish prison gave me a very unique perspective on the way we live our lives now. This current culture and their obsession with electronic gadgetry, despite the fact, I think what they really want is something that reminds them more of a sense of home.
Kind of like an old-time family recipe for delicious relish.
Yes, something simple and traditional. Two facts that actually put Pickle Lila out of favor. Everybody was so quick to move on to the next best thing. But times have changed now. People want things now that are familiar. They want things that are homemade. They want things that are fresh, like from farm to table. That has become fashionable. I think Pickle Lila could be the same.
You know, I think it can work. I mean, what do we have to lose?
Well, there's just one problem.
And what is that?
There's only one jar of Pickle Lila left, and Tracy
has it.
Yeah.
My father was a canny businessman. He knew that this whole mess with ELQ was coming. He knew about the mob money, and he knew that it was going to catch up to me eventually.
Okay.
He lived long enough to know that disaster is always waiting right around the corner, and no matter how successful you are, you can always end up living above Kelly's once again.
I've been there a couple of times.
Exactly, which is why he left me that jar as a reminder that if you are resourceful and hardworking, you can always rebuild. You can rise from the ashes. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Mother. That is exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, spill. Emma's the sweetest girl in the world, and if you did anything to hurt her...
I didn't do anything. I love Emma, and Emma loves me. But Sabrina used all those hours she spent babysitting to turn Emma against me. And then she moved on to Patrick and turned him against me, too.
How did she do that?
She made it seem like I didn't like Emma, which is completely ridiculous. I love kids. I help bring them into the world, for heaven's sake.
I'm still not hearing any details.
You were going to help me pay Sabrina back.
How? How do you expect me to do that?
I want her gone. And you are the one who will make her disappear.
Just hold on, officer, okay? I called 911. An ambulance is on its way, okay? Just listen to the sound of my voice and breathe. We're gonna get you to the hospital. That's it. Stay with me, sir. Can you speak? Sir? I'm a nurse. I'm gonna get you some help, okay? Can you tell me who did this to you?
John, this is Anna again. If you get this message, you need to call me back because I have a prisoner that's missing and I don't know where you are. And
They found
don't know where
Carlson.
he is. All right, call me.
Yeah, what do you got? Yeah, all right, I'll be right there.
What is it?
Well, they found Carlson down on Pier 52. He's been stabbed.
Oh my God, is he alive?
Yeah, barely. They're taking him to GH right now.
What about McBain and Rafe?
No sign of them.
Look, I get that you're convinced that Rafe is not guilty, even though the cops were sure enough to arrest him. Look, Molly, it's freezing out here. Can't we just go inside and talk? I promise I will not wake Christina up.
What's the point? I know what you're gonna say.
Molly, please. Look, I mean, I care about you so much. Can't you just hear me out?
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
We can talk, but we stay out here. I don't want anyone to hear us.